Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's Q&A session with our UB Online MS in Business Analytics Faculty Director, Dr. Courtney Burris. This session is intended for students interested in the online MSBA program, and many of the details covered in today's session are related to the online MSBA program. Many of you submitted questions during the registration process. We appreciate you taking the time to do so, and we'll cover off on them during today's session before we open it up to other questions, but we will have time for Q&A at the end. My name is Megan Wood. I'm Director of Recruitment and Admissions in the UB School of Management, and really appreciate your interest in our online MSBA program. Before we get started, I'm going to cover off on a few frequently asked questions that we receive. First question is the GMAT or GRE required? No, the UB School of Management uses the test optional admissions process. You can upload a GMAT or GRE score report to your application, especially if it's a strong score, but you are definitely not required to do so. Students have asked how long is the program and when do classes begin? So the online MSBA program admits in the spring and fall, and we're currently accepting applications for fall 2025. Classes are offered completely online and asynchronous in 7-week sessions. And Dr. Burris will go into more detail throughout the presentation about what that looks like. Students take one class each 7-week session, or a total of 2 per 15-week semester. Most students complete the program in 5 semesters. However, after the first semester, if you feel like you can take on another class, you can work with your academic advisor to be able to do that. So you can speed up or slow down. We had another question, are there course prerequisites or is work experience required? No, we do not have any course prerequisites for this program, and work experience isn't required to apply. But at this point, I'll turn it over and ask Dr. Burris to provide some additional detail on what competitive applicants bring to the program. Dr. Burris?
Awesome, thank you. So I'm going to go through just some high-level information about our program. But first, I want to start by introducing myself. So I am a clinical assistant faculty in the Department of Management Information Systems in the School of Management at UB. And I am now the director of the Master's in Business Analytics program. For my educational background, I have a bachelor's degree in mathematics from Elmira College, and then I got my MS and my PhD in industrial and systems engineering from UB. So in addition to working here, I am also an alum. And then outside of my academic profession, I am also co-founder and CEO of a small startup called RHM Innovations. We are a Buffalo-based durable medical equipment startup. So that's just a little bit about me. I wanted to do a program overview. So we have some pathways. I'll get into them. I actually apologize because many of these are for require the in-person classes, but some of them are available online as well. Last year, we had 97% of our students who were employed within 6 months of graduation, which is incredible. The average range of salary is around $70,000. And we have graduates who are employed at a lot of companies, a lot of really prestigious companies. So we have some at Paychex, Honeywell, Geisinger, M&T Bank. You can see the rest of them that are listed here. There's more outside of just this as well. So for our class demographics, this is for the last year for all students. So both the ones that take online classes and in-person classes as well. So for prior work experience, though it is not required, the average is about 2.75 years, but it ranges anywhere from 0 years, so coming straight out of undergrad, to up to 10 years of experience. I think actually this year we had an applicant who had 15 years of experience. So there's a wide range here. This past year, we had 6 different countries represented, and we had students from all different types of undergraduate backgrounds. So computer science, mechanical engineering, IT, electrical engineering, finance, marketing, business, psychology, a whole plethora of them. Just in some of the applications that I saw for this year, we also had journalism and social work. So you do not have to have a business background or a data analytics background in order to be successful in this program. So, because this is an online program, I wanted to talk a little bit about what that looks like. So, as Megan said, we have um, two 7-week long sessions each semester, and they are done asynchronous, though there are some opportunities for some synchronous involvement, which I'll get to at the end of the presentation. So, for asynchronous online learning, that means that you'll log on to your weekly learning modules when it's most convenient for you. So there is no specific time that you have to log in. There's just an amount of work that you need to go through. So in the modules, that could be things like faculty presentations or web-based simulations. A lot of it is going to be short videos on course-related topics. We do try to keep our modules short so that you can watch a couple of modules and you don't have to sit down for a full 2 or 3 hour time period. You can also participate in discussion boards and virtual events with industry experts. You will have reading assignments like industry articles or case studies, and then there is an opportunity for peer collaboration through platforms like Zoom, obviously file sharing and messaging apps. And then there are going to be assignments, quizzes, and exams, which are how we assess your learning. And then the modules may be structured again with those short videos, articles, or an assignment or deliverable, but you get to decide when and where to work through the material each week. So again, you're not seated for like a 2-hour lesson from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. You can really choose what works best for you and your schedule. So for our credit requirements, this is a 30 credit hour degree. 12 of those are the core credits, and I will get into what our core credits are. 6 are foundational flex core credits, 3 are analytics flex core credits. So flex core means that you have to take a certain number of credits from a set of classes. And then 9 of those are elective credits. So there's more flexibility there in what you're going to take. So for our core courses, the ones that every single student takes, we have Statistical Foundations of Analytics, Database Management Systems, Spreadsheet and Statistical Programming for Business, Data Visualization, and the MS Practicum. So the first three that I have listed here are all 3 credit classes. Our data visualization and our MS Practicum are both 1.5 credits that go together to form a full 3 credit class. So as I mentioned at the top, we do have some pathways. Now, you do not have to define what pathway that you want to take. I put this in here so that you know what types of electives and flex core courses that we offer, and that if you are interested in a specific concentration, there are enough courses there that you can create your own pathway. So the first is supply chain data analyst path. For this, here, let me just get a pointer. Okay, for this, we have obviously the core courses that I already covered. For Flex Core, you would take predictive analytics and prescriptive analytics. And then we have courses like supply chain analytics, project management, operations and service management, and the MS Practicum. Our next path is the marketing data analyst path. For this, again, you would take the core courses. The Flex Core is the same for this, so predictive analytics and prescriptive analytics. Then we have digital marketing analytics, marketing management, and the MS Practicum. For our healthcare data analyst path, we have the same core courses in Flex Core with the addition of healthcare analytics and again, the MS Practicum. And then we have some other subpaths that you can take. One is people analytics, one is quantitative methods in finance, and one is healthcare analytics. So this subpath would allow you to take a wider variety of courses rather than just focusing into one specific pathway. So again, you would take quantitative methods in finance, people analytics, and healthcare analytics. So those are the different types of pathways and courses that we offer. And again, you do not have to pick one pathway and stick with it. You can take a variety of different courses. For professional development, now, if you are in an online program, there are some limits to how you can engage, just depending on the different fees that you pay into. But we do have a variety of conferences that you can take part in. One that my department specifically puts on is the Eastern Great Lakes Analytics Conference. This happens in the fall every year. We do have a research day, but then there is a specific industry day, which is really exciting. We bring in speakers from a lot of different companies. You can see here, this was from last year. We had somebody from M&T Bank, Lockheed Martin, Global Security IQ, National Fuel and Gas Company, and then obviously other people. So this is a great opportunity to come and hear about what people are doing in the industry. There was also an AI symposium that happened this past spring, and there's a few other professional development things that you would be able to take part in. Okay, so when I was going through those pathways, I mentioned the MS Practicum. The MS Practicum really has two different flavors to it. So there's the experiential and the independent. But basically what the practicum is a chance for you to work on a project where you use all of the tools that you learned in the other courses that you took. So it's really a culminating experience. So you can do something experiential. From my understanding, this is a more popular choice among the online students because many of you have full-time jobs. So you have the opportunity to, sorry, I switched that up. The independent is more popular among the online students because you have the opportunity to work on whatever it is that you want. And so a lot of students end up getting data from the job that they currently hold and do a business analytics project based on their current position. So some things that we've seen from that are S&P 500 and Dow index analysis using financial modeling, port and commodity transborder freight data and analysis, applied methods for aggregate production planning. I believe there is a current student who works at a Toyota, either plant or dealership, and they got data to work on so that they could analyze. So really, it's up to you what type of project you want. We also have some experiential opportunities. So these are things where we have connections and we can place you with a company or with a data source. So some opportunities that have happened there are the creation of an automated executive dashboard and data pipeline in a consumer business, conducting a consumer market analysis to facilitate better broadcast programming decisions in television and radio, examining healthcare claims to recommend enhancements to patient care and healthcare, and developing a framework for adversarial machine learning to protect AI systems, which was a cybersecurity project. So it's really open to you to take a project from beginning to end and do business or data analytics on whatever data source it is that you have. Again, you can either bring one in on your own, or we can place you with a data set or a company to work with. I really love the practicum project. From conversations I've had with program directors at other schools, this is one thing that really sets us apart. Not everyone has this opportunity, but it allows you to do, again, a project from start to finish and actually use all of the methods that you've learned in your program. For career outcomes, so I talked a little bit about this at the start, but the different job titles that our graduates have are business intelligence analyst, business analyst, data scientist, data engineer, product manager. And we have graduates in industries ranging from healthcare to finance to software and tech to consulting, insurance, government, higher education, and telecommunications. And these are in no way exhaustive lists, just to show you the variety and really the breadth and range that you can get with a program like this. So again, we're really proud of our employment rate, with 97% of our students or our graduates being employed within 6 months of graduation. And again, at these companies, so again, Geisinger, Honeywell, Extraxia, Comcast, Leidos, the London Stock Exchange, we have people in a lot of different industries. And then the last thing that I want to touch on is our optional live sessions. So though this is an online program, there is opportunity for you to have some synchronous sessions with your faculty and with your peers. So you can become a part of the UB community in multiple ways and engage with faculty members and your peers without having to come to campus. So some of these options are Buffalo study nights. So in every class that you're in, there should be Buffalo study nights. I think you have to have 2 to 4 of them. So you can network and learn with your peers in live sessions led by faculty members, have in-depth subject matter discussions, and work on application-driven projects in real time. So this is just really a Zoom session that's offered a few times over the course of a course where you can meet with your faculty and with your peers in real time. And then there's online office hours. So though the learning is asynchronous, the office hours do allow you to come in and meet with your faculty members to ask questions. So you can discuss the material being presented in class, ask questions, or talk about other related interests with faculty members in dedicated online time periods. I love office hours as a faculty member. I think it's a really great opportunity to, one, get to know the students and work more one-on-one, but it's also a great resource for students to come in, whether you have questions about a specific assignment or just general questions about what you would do with this course information. I think it's a really awesome opportunity, especially for our online students, to come and speak face-to-face with their faculty members. And then we also have tutoring sessions available. So these are free peer tutoring sessions. So again, all this to say that even though you are taking online courses, there is still opportunity for you to have some face-to-face time with your faculty and your peers. And that is the end of my presentation. I'll take questions, but I'll go back to my overview slide.
Great. Thank you so much, Dr. Burris. Does anyone have any questions? Feel free. You can type them in the chat. Additionally, we're a pretty small group, so if you just want to unmute and ask a question, go ahead. Mark, do you have a question?
Hey, how are you? I just had a quick question about the practicum. I know online it said that it could be anywhere between 1 and 6 credits. What determines whether, where the credits end up falling?
I think it depends on what project you're going to do, because if it's a standard normal project, it's going to be probably 1.5 credits. But if it's something really intensive that you're taking on over a longer period of time, then you can extend it up to the 6 credits and use that in place of one of your electives.
Okay. And the other question I had for you is, I'm actually part of the UB MBA program, and I'll be finishing in December. I was just kind of curious, like if I wanted to start with this program, at least try to apply in January, do you suggest that I apply earlier, or when would you suggest?
Sure. So our 2026 application for spring 2026 and fall 2026 will actually open July 1st. So
Okay.
you'll have lots of time to apply before January. And usually the deadline we have would be like January 10th if you're looking to start in the spring. So
Okay. And I just wanted to give the program a vote of confidence for people who haven't worked with UB. I took predictive analytics in my MBA program, and I'm actually coding and running machine learning models now at my company. So I just want to say that everything here is really, good, which is I want to do the MSBA program too. So big vote of
That's
confidence for this
awesome.
system. So
nice, Mark. Thank you. Marissa, I see your question in the chat. In terms of applications, so we're still accepting applications for fall 2025, and we'll accept those. Right now, we're publishing August 10th. We might even go a little bit later than that, but you can target August 10th for fall 2025. And as I mentioned, our 2026 application will open on July 1st, and that will be for spring and fall 2026. We try and make the application process easy and straightforward. It's an online application. We're actually waiving the online application fee until July 15th. So if you're looking to apply for fall 2025, now is a great time. You can save yourself $100. Then you'll upload your bachelor's transcripts or any master's transcripts if you have any master's degrees or credits, and your resume. Please be sure on your resume to note any work experience you have and the month and year start date to month and year end date, so we can calculate post-bachelor's work experience. But that's pretty much it for the application. So realistically, you could submit everything within a day if you were really ambitious. And then once you submit all of your materials, we'll have a decision back to you in about 2 weeks' time. Any additional questions? I guess you covered off on a lot of details, Dr. Burris. So I wanted to reiterate that we're recording this session and we'll be sending it out to you in about 1 week's time once it's edited and transcribed. Again, we're still accepting applications for fall 2025, which means classes would start at the end of August if you're looking to apply for fall 2025. And then spring apps will open July 1st, and fall 2026 applications will open July 1st. So if you're looking for 2026, still lots of time, but still plenty of time to be considered for fall 2025. I'm seeing a lot of thank yous in the chat, but I will give it another couple minutes in case anyone has any last minute burning questions.
Hi, this is Stephanie. I just have a question about enrollment. When should we expect to hear from our advisors about starting classes in August?
Sure. So Stephanie, sorry, you're an admitted student, I'm taking it?
Yes.
Okay. So once you're admitted and then pay the $500 tuition deposit, your academic advisor should be reaching out to you. So Robin Hall is your academic advisor. Feel free, I'm going to put my email in the chat. I can connect you with her, but they will probably be reaching out in the coming weeks. At this point, there's nothing for you to do in terms of enrolling for classes. Just pay your deposit if you haven't already done so.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, thanks, and congratulations.
Thanks.
Okay. Thanks everyone for joining us today. Dr. Burris, I'll turn it over to you to close us out.
Awesome. Thank you all. To those who are admitted, I am so excited to work with you. And to those who are considering, I may be a little biased, but I do think that this is a really incredible program, and UB in general is a great school. There is a reason why I came here for 2 degrees and decided to stay. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I can give you my email as well. Yeah, thank you all for coming.